Fine, I'll say it. Kingdom Come Deliverance might be one of the best open world RPGs ever made. And anyone who doesn't think that this game is a great game probably didn't play it, or they did but they sucked at the combat. Yes, of course, Kingdom Come isn't perfect, and if I hear Henry saying that he is hungry one more time, I might just go insane, but this game is hard not to fall in love with.
Feel quite hungry.
The story follows Henry, who is seemingly the son of an ordinary blacksmith, but in reality he is the son of his lord, and we follow him through his journey to discover his identity. But the best part of the story is not the actual plot. I mean, yes, the plot is really great and it's based on actual history, but the best part about it is Henry's evolution. At the start of the game he is this lazy, annoying and inexperienced character, but as the game progresses he becomes this morally complex character that slowly develops into a real knight, and to see this evolution is really amazing, but unfortunately his hunger develops as well, and you will hear this every 10 minutes or so. But Henry isn't the only one that evolves during the story, other characters do as well, and the best example for this is Capon. Capon is a lord and Henry isn't, so Capon looks with disdain at him at first, but the two of them quickly become friends. But still, I think that this game missed an opportunity to make Capon a more important character in the main story, because he is really great and we don't see much of him. I know he got his own DLC, but still, I wanted more, but he will probably be a more important character in the sequel because of how the game ended. But overall, no character was a bad character, so you gotta give props to the writers. But before saying more, like and subscribe, thank you. But the biggest achievement of the game, at least in my view, is the world that they created and how immersive it is. For context, the game takes place in 1400s Bohemia. For my American viewers, Bohemia was where the Czech Republic is in the present day. And the world that they created is probably one of the most accurate representations of medieval Europe ever made for a game. That means that the density of settlements is not high, but still, with all of this, the world doesn't feel empty. There is always some bandit camp or some human camp or a treasure chest or something, and when there isn't, the world just feels so amazing. Like I've never seen a forest in a game feel like an actual forest like the forests in this game. Kingdom Come is also very immersive because it has survival elements like a hunger meter, and if you play the game, you know about the hunger meter. You also need to sleep, and if you get injured in combat, different parts of your body get injured. So for example, if you injure your leg, you can't run, or if you injure your hands, you can't dual wield weapons, and so on. But now let's talk about what made this game infamous, which is the combat. And I don't understand people that hate on the combat, because yes, it's a bit more complex than just clicking mouse 1 and the enemy dying, but once you get used to it, it's actually very easy. But I think I know where this, not hate, but dislike of the combat comes from. At the beginning of the game, you are very weak, and if you try to fight someone, you will 100% get your ass kicked. But it's supposed to be this way because remember, Henry is just a peasant, there is no way he would know how to fight, so this frustration at the beginning is in fact a feature. But pretty early on in the story, you can take combat lessons with Captain Bernard, and he will teach you the basics of combat. And with these lessons, I do agree that the game made a mistake, because you are only required to have one mandatory fighting lesson, just one. And this is a bit of a problem, because the lesson doesn't account for much of the total fighting system, so you have to come back on your own to Captain Bernard to learn how to properly fight. But once you do, the combat is very easy, and the moment the combat becomes easy is the moment you learn the perfect block. I don't know exactly what it's called, but once you learn it, no enemy is a match for you. Yes, you might have some problems when fighting multiple enemies at once, because the game kind of loses its mind when you do that, but still it's not that hard. I'm not gonna pretend that I didn't struggle with the combat at the beginning, but once I got the hang of it, the game became so good. Kingdom Come also has top level side quests, like helping your friends get jobs, or one of my favorites, learning how to read. And yeah, learning how to read is a side quest you can do, and it makes sense for Henry to not know how to read, because he was raised as a peasant, and in medieval Europe, surprise surprise, peasants didn't know how to read. But by far my favorite side quest is the Father Goodwin quest. This is one of those quests that is put in a game for a fun time, and let me tell you, this quest absolutely nailed it. It's written amazingly and it's just stupid fun, I love it. Of course the game isn't perfect, like the fucking hedges have hitboxes And pair that with the, let's say, wanky horse riding, the world can sometimes be a challenge to traverse, but overall, this game is amazing. If you didn't play it, what are you still doing? Go play it and you will have an amazing time, trust me. If you liked the video, like and subscribe, and watch out for Phantom Liberty content coming soon. Goodbye.